1947, New Jersey. A family traveling by car experiences an unexpected flat tire. As the father steps out to replace it, he accidentally drops his flashlight, which rolls into the nearby forest. After retrieving it, he returns back but is later dragged into the woods by an unknown force. The following morning, a search team discovers his body, with one leg gruesomely eaten. The search team uncovers a creature hiding in a nearby cave. As it approaches them, the police open fire, killing it. Decades later, FBI agent Dana Scully arrives at headquarters to meet Agent Fox Mulder. She briefs him on a peculiar case involving a body discovered in New Jersey, missing an arm and a shoulder, injuries suspected to have been inflicted by human teeth. The victim was a homeless man, and no clear motive has been identified. Mulder, intrigued, connects the case to the Jersey Devil legend and presents Scully with a 1947 case file. The file details how a family witnessed their father being dragged into the woods, where his body was later found with several limbs gnawed off. Police subsequently shot a naked man, and the autopsy revealed human flesh and bones in his large intestine. The original autopsy report has mysteriously vanished, but a statement from the attending pathologist remains. Despite this, Scully dismisses the case as a mere myth. Determined to uncover the truth, she and Mulder visit the Atlantic City morgue to inspect the body. The coroner confirms that the teeth marks on the victim's remains are consistent with those of a human. Shortly after, Detective Thompson, the lead investigator on the case, arrives at the scene. Detective Thompson orders Mulder and Scully to leave, asserting that they have no official standing in the murder investigation. With no jurisdiction over the case, the agents comply and prepare to depart. Mulder, however, suggests they check into a hotel and investigate further, but Scully declines, citing her commitment to her godson's birthday party. Reluctantly, she takes the car keys from him, and Mulder decides to remain behind, determined to continue his own investigation. Mulder contacts park ranger Peter Boulay and arranges to visit the site where the body was discovered. Upon arrival, Boulay shares unsettling details about the area. He explains that many of the local homeless men live in fear of a mysterious figure they refer to as the devil. Boulay recounts an eerie encounter from 4 years prior, when he witnessed a large, human-like man emerge from a stand of birch trees about 60 yards away. The figure locked eyes with him, sniffed the air, and then disappeared into the woods, moving with an unnatural speed that seemed impossible for a human. Boulay reveals that he has discovered half-eaten animals with human tooth marks in them, along with deer bones that appear to have been sharpened into tools. Mulder tells Boulay to contact him if he recalls anything further, then takes a walk back to his hotel. Meanwhile, in Washington, Scully is at her godson's birthday party, where she meets Rob, a single father of one of the children, Scott. Back in Atlantic City, Mulder tries to speak with a few homeless individuals to inquire about Roger Crockett, the man whose body was found in the woods. One of the homeless men steps forward, offering to share information in exchange for money, which Mulder provides. The man hands Mulder a drawing of a humanoid creature, claiming to have seen it scavenging through the trash. He adds that the creature instills fear in everyone in the area, including the police, who are all aware of its existence. Mulder gives the man his room key and resolves to stay in the alley, hoping to encounter the creature himself. That night, Mulder waits in the shadows, watching for any sign of the creature. He hears a dog barking in the distance and spots a dark, shadowy humanoid figure rummaging through the trash. As the creature sniffs the air, it suddenly darts away, prompting Mulder to chase after it. He whistles, hoping to draw its attention. Just as the creature notices him, the police arrive at the scene. The police take Mulder to the station, where Detective Thompson confronts him. Thompson warns Mulder that he will bring the case to the district attorney, but Mulder counters, suggesting that the DA won't be pleased with the withheld evidence. Mulder expresses his belief that Thompson is deliberately avoiding capturing the creature, as the myth of the Jersey Devil helps attract tourists to the area. Thompson laughs off the accusation, dismissing it as nonsense, and ultimately has Mulder locked up for the weekend. At FBI headquarters, Scully receives a call from Mulder, who recounts his recent encounter with the creature. Scully bails him out of jail but warns him that the higher-ups at the headquarters are unlikely to be pleased with his actions. Mulder attempts to persuade her to stay and continue investigating, but she informs him that she has a date to attend. Before heading back, however, she agrees to take him to Dr. Diamond, a professor of anthropology at the University of Maryland, hoping he may provide valuable insights into their mysterious case. Dr. Diamond explains to Mulder that nearly every culture has its own version of a similar creature, suggesting a shared mythological origin. He goes on to elaborate that, through evolution, humans have retained certain hereditary traits, some of which are dangerously destructive. These traits have ensured that humans remain at the top of the food chain. Intrigued, Mulder presses further, asking what would happen if, by a rare quirk of nature, a human were born who reverted to its most primal, animalistic instincts. Dr. Diamond explains that cannibalism is rare, even among lower mammals. He acknowledges that what Mulder is suggesting is highly unlikely, but if it were true, it would indeed be an extraordinary discovery. Scully attends her date with Rob, while Mulder remains consumed by the case. Later, Mulder receives a call from Park Ranger Peter Bull, who informs him of a new discovery, a body he found that appears to have been dead for 6 to 8 months. The body is missing the same type of tooth that Peter had previously discovered in an animal, leading him to believe that it belongs to the creature. Scully, receiving a text from Mulder, promptly calls him. Together, the agents take Dr. Diamond to the coroner's office to inspect the body, but when they arrive, they discover that the body has mysteriously disappeared. Mulder, suspicious of the circumstances, theorizes that the local authorities might be involved, deliberately concealing the evidence to preserve the Jersey Devil myth and maintain the influx of tourists. Mulder informs Dr. Diamond that the body they found was male, and there's a 50% chance it had a female mate. Dr. Diamond theorizes that if the creature is indeed a primate, it would likely have a fear of heights, preferring to stay closer to the ground and its food source. With this new insight, the agents, along with Dr. Diamond and Ranger Peter, set out to search an abandoned building for any sign of the female. However, their search doesn't go unnoticed. Patrolling officers spot the park ranger's vehicle, raising suspicions about the group's activities. Dr. Diamond inspects the trash inside the abandoned building and calls the others over to his location, where they discover a bloodied cloth. Detective Thompson arrives with a SWAT team, surrounding the building. The group continues their search deeper into the structure. Thompson and the SWAT team eventually cross paths with Dr. Diamond, who is questioned about Mulder's involvement. Dr. Diamond denies knowing Mulder. Meanwhile, Mulder, undeterred, spots the creature in the distance and bolts after it, determined to capture it before it escapes. From the window, Scully spots Mulder running and immediately chases after him. Meanwhile, Mulder follows the creature downstairs into the basement, continuing his search. Suddenly, the creature leaps at him, knocking him to the ground. The creature, revealed to be female, sits on top of him. Mulder attempts to fight back, but the creature viciously attacks. Scully arrives in the basement and finds Mulder alone, the creature nowhere to be seen. He tells Scully that the creature was beautiful. Despite his injuries, he remains adamant about the case, explaining that the creature had only attacked because it felt threatened. He presses for federal jurisdiction over the investigation. Scully informs him that the Atlantic City Crime Unit has filed a formal complaint, accusing them of impeding a murder investigation. Just then, Peter Bull arrives with alarming news. The police have cornered the creature in the building. The four try to enter the building, but they are held off by the SWAT team, who have the area surrounded. In the chaos, the creature attacks one of the officers and escapes into the woods. Mulder, Scully, Dr. Diamond, and Peter follow closely behind, with the SWAT team in tow. As they navigate the dense forest, Peter finally spots the creature. Without hesitation, he fires a tranquilizer dart at her, but to their shock, it has no effect. Unfazed, the team continues their chase, determined to catch the creature before it disappears once more. Suddenly, gunshots ring out and the group rushes toward the sound, only to find the creature lying motionless, shot by the police. When Mulder confronts Detective Thompson about why he killed her, Thompson coldly responds, stating it was no different from putting down a rabid animal. 1 week later, at FBI headquarters, Scully delivers the results of the medical examination of the woman's body. The autopsy reveals human bones were found in her digestive system. The medical examination further suggests that the creature may have recently given birth. Mulder theorizes that, after the male's death, the female ventured out of the woods in search of food to care for her children. Scully suggests he take the day off and have a beer to unwind. He gets a call from someone asking for Scully. It is Rob, who wants to take Scully on a date with his son. Later, Scully meets up with Mulder and tells him that she won't be going on the date tonight. Scully decides to join Mulder on a visit to an ethnobiologist at the Smithsonian, hoping to gain more insights into the creature's nature and origins. The episode ends with a father and son on a peaceful hike in the woods, unaware that the creature's child is silently stalking them from the shadows. Please like and subscribe the channel for more videos like these.